Hello, beautiful friends. Tonight I'm playing a little bit with, I've had a few of you ask me about foreshortening or different perspectives is how I see that for your flowers. And I thought I'd do just a quick little tutorial sharing kind of how I learned to draw flowers in different perspectives and things. It's the only way I've been able to do it over the years. That kind of makes sense to my brain. So I'm just going to show you a few different ones here, and hopefully this will help. I am going to be putting together a workshop in February that will be 1.5 to 2 hours via Zoom, and we will learn just specifically flower shapes, petals, leaves, and things like that, because I get asked about those a lot. So the first flower I wanted to show you is, this is my approach. So I'm going to draw the inside, kind of like the little center of the flower, and then very lightly I'm going to draw, let's do one face on first, meaning you're looking right at it like downwards. Okay, that's the easiest one. So for me, it's one, I draw these little guidelines. This ensures that all my petals are going back to the center of my flower. So here being the center, we want all our lines to be going back so that you know, it looks correct. So see, even that one I had a little wonky like this. Okay, then what we're going to do, so keeping in mind that we're looking down on the flower. Now what I'm going to do is just go through, very easy. I'm going to start connecting these. All the flower petals are going to be basically the same because they're all being looked at from the same perspective. Really, really easy, right? One thing I do always say, it kind of drives me nuts when I do it, is I like to play with the ends of my petals and make them kind of interesting, because this looks too perfect to me. So I always kind of add some fun edges to my flowers. All right, so there we go. Then you could go in, you know, and erase the guidelines if you want. That's kind of up to you. All right, so the next flower I'm going to do is looking at it a little bit from the side. So let's just draw the center, and then I'm going to use those guidelines again. Now, typically the back might be a little bit shorter because you're looking at it from the side. So some of the flowers, if you're looking at a petal like this, and I'm sorry, I don't have a flower here to show you, and the petal is coming out of the back, when you turn it, I hope this makes sense, when you turn the petal to the side, the back petal is going to look shorter because part of it is behind the center. I hope that makes sense. So my back petals are going to be a little bit shorter now. And as I get to the side, they're going to get a little bit longer, like that. Now the front petals, I'm going to make just a tiny bit shorter, because you're mostly, let me see if I can use this rose, if it's still kind of staying together. I noticed all the petals are falling off. There we go. But if I'm looking at it from the side, I'm seeing a lot, the back petals look shorter because part of them are hidden. The side petals look a little longer, and the front petals are a little bit shorter because we're only seeing the sides of them. So I'm going to make them just a tiny bit shorter, and they're also going to be wider. Okay, so let's just fill those in. So here's the back ones. Again, I'm playing with the shapes. Now we're going to start getting a little bit longer. Let's do this one a little bit longer. And now for the front, I'm going to do them a little bit wider and shorter. And then what you can do to really make it look like you're looking at a little bit of the side of the flower is we're going to add that lip like this. You could even add a lip onto the side of these, something like that. So it gives you that illusion that the flower is tipped and you're seeing the front, like so. Okay, now how about if we do one looking to the side? So let's do, here is that center part again. And now it's to the side facing this direction. So this one is kind of facing upwards, tilted. Let's create a leaf here because that'll drive me nuts. There we go. I know this is silly, but I feel better. It has a little leaf. Okay, so this one is the center. Now it's going to be facing this way, okay? So what we want to do is the same thing here, but we're just facing the other way. So the sides are going to be a little bit longer. The front here is going to be a little bit shorter and wider, and we'll even make those lips, the lip of the petal come up, and they're a little bit wider, like that. And then let's keep going to the back, making sure all your lines are going back to the center of the flower, like this. Okay, so let's draw those in. Again, have fun with the tips of your petals. That looks so much more organic. You could even add some in the back here. Like that. And there's our stem. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm going to show you another way to help you with some of these guidelines. Is you could do, for this one, a circle. Put your center of your flower, and this might help you a little bit with those petals. And then just come out, and depending on where you've got this is going to determine where your petals come out, and you're going to bring your petals to the edge of that circle. So this is a pretty easy way to do it. Here we go. And then these ones over here. And maybe add one right here. For this one, or even this one, we could do this. So our flower's facing this way. We're just going to put the center here, and then we start drawing those guidelines, making sure they're all pointing to the center of the flower, like this. All right, and then draw in your petals. And remember, as you get towards the shorter side, they're going to be a little bit wider. Okay. Oh. Like that. And then you could even go in, and I kind of make these a little bit curved, these ones here, and you could add in the little turned up area if you want. So using that circle is a really great way as well. I think it's helpful. And then we could do this one here, same way. So draw. By the way, I'm using my Blackwing pencil. As you see, I tend to end up with a lot of pencils with no eraser. So I love this because you can replace that eraser. It just pulls out and you pop another one in there. Otherwise, I have tons of pencils laying around with no erasers. Okay, so let's do this one here. And really, depending on wherever you put this center is going to determine the width of those leaves. So if I put this here, these petals, are going to be shorter. And I'll show you in a minute. There we go. Now, I go in and just kind of curve those, and then the side ones are a little bit longer. And where that circle is, you can kind of add some lips on those. So that is the second way to help you with where the petals go to and how long they are. This one we did here. Let's see, we could do one completely from the side, which would look something like this. Let's see, let's do, here's our center. So this is this circle, and then we're going to do something like that. So these petals are going to come out like this. And then we're also going to have petals in the back, but we'll do those after we do these. So let's go ahead and draw in these. And keep in mind here, you're looking at the side of the petal. I'm sorry, the side of the flower. Okay. Maybe do a couple here. And now we can go in and add in the ones in the back. Like that. So hopefully that kind of makes sense. And then you could color or paint these back ones in maybe a little bit more shadowed. And there you go. The last one we might play with here maybe is, I was watching a home and garden show and they had one of these in there. Would be maybe where the petals come downwards, kind of hang downwards. And it was like a lazy or black-eyed Susan. And just making the petals come out this way. And then coloring or drawing those in. There we go. So those are kind of hanging downwards. Okay, I hope this gave you a little bit of a quick view of how I draw my flowers. I could not draw flowers without these guidelines. I just couldn't. It's just became natural for me now. This is how I envision it. So give these a try, these different perceptions. You've got this one coming upwards from the side. This one is face on. And this one is kind of hanging down. So when you see those ones that kind of have these hanging down flowers, I mean, we could do one that really hangs down like this. And again, you just use those guidelines to draw those in like that. And there you go. All right, so have fun with this. Let me know what you think about this, because I will be putting together a workshop on just drawing flowers, painting, maybe some leaves, just to help you out with this. All right, everybody, have fun.